I am ready. What's going on? My name is Alexander Vasquez, and this is
Liz Vasquez.
and we're going to talk today in this episode about what you just stated.
Can you spend too much time together? Brianna's filming us.
Behind the camera is Brianna this week. Say hi, Bri.
Hi.
So she's filming us. Given everything that's going on with the quarantine, everybody's gotten a chance to really find out, did you make the right decision with who you married? Did you make the right decision with who you're dating and if you're living with them? And even if you did make the right decision, that question always pops up because there's different people in different relationships, and some people are more clingy than others, and some people want more space. So
whatever works best for you.
Yeah, we just figured it'd be interesting to talk about because I think we have slightly similar but slightly different views on this because we're both two very different personalities. But can you spend too much time with somebody, with your loved one? Can you spend too much time? What do you think?
I don't know. Why don't you answer that first? What do you think?
So when we talked about this initially, I told her I think that for myself, I think that you can't. I mean, I love spending time with her, but that only actually makes sense when things are good, right? So like if there's a disagreement or some type of discord, you don't really want to be around that person, so you want your space, especially like if things are going kind of crazy in the house or whatever. Sometimes you need space. Just personally, because I like spending a lot of time with her, I think it's more like 80 to 90% of the time, I don't think you can spend too much time with somebody. But maybe there's like a good 5-10% where I just definitely do need my space and I don't want to see anybody's face. So I'll start there.
Okay.
And I'll go into it a little bit more.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think we're on pretty much the same page. I think I do love spending time with you and the family and the girls all the time. And as much as I love helping people and being around people,
here it comes.
And
here it is.
Like doing things for people, I do need my space a little bit sometimes. And it just is like time to be by myself, to just calm down, take a breath, and like fill myself back up. You know what I mean? So, because if you're on low, it's only gonna make things all crazy in the household. I think so. I think I do need space to recharge my batteries and refill myself up. So I think there is a little bit of like, yes, you can spend too much time with somebody.
Yeah. And that's okay too, right? And the only way that I can make sense of that, because that doesn't make sense to me, because I love to spend time with her. She loves to spend time with me too, but like she just stated, she does need that. It doesn't really make sense with the way I think, right? But if I adjust my perspective a little bit, it can make a lot of sense. Because if I take myself out of myself, would I want to spend a lot of time with myself all the time? Probably not. Probably not. Because I can be a little extra sometimes, I guess, as the kids would say. I can be a little, overbearing, I guess, sometimes. I don't know. But so maybe I wouldn't want to spend that much time with myself if I were not me, if that makes sense. So that's where that whole understanding and communication stuff that we talked about last week comes in, right? So what I wanted to explain real quick too was that this whole quarantine thing that's happening right now, for me, honestly, because actually for both of us, because we do everything pretty much from home anyways, it hasn't really been too much of a shift. I've been telling everybody, with no disrespect to anybody who's really suffering through it, it's nothing to do with that. But because the kids are all home, we have everybody here at the house. So it's literally our entire family here home 24/7. I mean, that's a daddy's blessing, right? Like, I'm very, very happy about that. The kids are ready to get out of the house. I'm sure they want to go see their friends and stuff like that. But overall, it's been really, really great having everybody. But the reason I bring that up is that has not been a major adjustment for us in and of itself. But when I used to work in DC, right, and I would have to stay in DC, I used to hate being away from the girls and from Liz. But I think, and I don't know, you may have to admit this or not, but I think they probably enjoyed that time away from me, because I do remember when I would come back, it would be like that whole when you're gone and you miss somebody, when they come back or when they're back around you, you feel great to see them, and it's
Yeah.
so that's important. But I mean, so talk about that.
I mean, I think there is something to say about like what is that term like? What is it like makes the heart grow fonder?
That's what I was trying to think. I just can't remember.
But it's not so much that like we liked not having you around. It was more
Right.
that like we got into like a routine
Right.
of this is how things work and this is how our day is going. And so when you come back and you yeah, I guess kind
This
of.
ain't
But
working
like,
as well as
but like
I
this
thought
is
it
how
was
we're
gonna.
doing it works, and like, oh no, you got to do it this way, kind of thing. It just kind of throws things off, and so you got to find a new routine. So it kind of goes back to what you're saying before, since you have been working at home, and we've all been kind of home anyways. The adjustment to the new routine, there isn't too much adjustment because everybody's been home, so we already created that new like flow of how everybody works and gets along and goes together with the day to day.
So then, for the person that wants to spend 100% of the time with somebody, right? Like I'm good with that. I'll spend all day long with you if I like you. I'll spend it forever with you if I like you. You know what I mean? I don't really want space from you. But not everybody's like that, And like I said, I do need my space where I just need to be alone in my room and just doing my own thing and just no distractions. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? But we're not necessarily like apart at that moment.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because we're still here at the house, but we're not necessarily apart. But so what about the people who just definitely need the space and the other person doesn't understand that? How? What do you think is a good way to explain that to the other person? I mean, I guess it all comes back down to that communication thing, right?
Yeah,
You should feel free to be able to say that.
Yeah, and knowing that other person's personality and understanding that it's not personal.
Right.
It's not that they don't like you or they don't want to spend time with you. It's just they need a little space for themselves so they can regather themselves and just like center, whatever. I don't know.
Whatever that means, yeah.
Yeah. Fill yourself back up.
So then the question would be from that, why isn't being with the person that wants to spend time with you filling you up as it is anyways?
I think it has something to do with the different personalities. Like, isn't like the whole extrovert and introvert something behind that? Is like the introverts get more energy and things like that from doing things on their own, kind of being by themselves, and extroverts get their energy from interacting and from other people and stuff like that.
Right.
So I think that has a little bit something to do with it, just the different personality types.
And it was a trick question. What
gets you hyped? What doesn't get you hyped?
It was slightly a trick question too, because you shouldn't need somebody else to fill you up. I mean, I'm gonna tell you all day long that like this lady makes me so much happier than if I was by myself. But I am fully aware too that like you should be able to be happy on your own, because if you're not able to be happy on your own, you're not gonna bring anybody else happiness. That's very true. Yeah, you shouldn't have to depend on somebody else's energy or whatever you want to call it to make you whole. You should already be whole. Otherwise, you're not really being able to contribute all of yourself to the person.
That's true.
We have a whole bunch of topics that we still want to discuss, and I think we already know what we're talking about next week. We've already picked it out, and it's going to be about privacy. And is there? I forgot what we worded it. I think it was like privacy.
Keep it private until later.
Oh, you see how she treats me? You're lucky we're not back in the day, girl. All right. Anyways, so I think that's it, right?
I think so.
All right, cool. So just let us know if you have any thoughts on that. Let me know if I'm wrong. Can you spend too much time? I don't think you can spend too much time. I think you can get sick of each other, but like, hey man, it's worth it because you really want to be with this chick. You really want to be with that guy. You really are, just engulfed in love with this person. But maybe you're more like Liz, and maybe you think like her, and like
sometimes you need that hour of just me time.
Yeah.
Right, Brie? Yes.
So just let us know what you think. Let us know if or if there's or if everybody needs to just kind of readjust each other and just be 50-50. I don't know. Just let us know. We'll talk to you soon. And Bree,
Thanks,
you have anything you want to say about it?
Any questions?
No questions. I just think that it could be 50-50. I don't think it should be like all what you say, Dad, and all what Mom says. I think if it's like in the middle, it's a good ratio.
And that's one of the cool things about like the whole perspective thing too, right? Is because what works for us, obviously, you can't expect it to work for somebody. Everybody has their own situation, their own form of communication, their own form of. So in us doing these episodes and stuff like that, it's literally just to answer how and why it works so well for us. That's it, right? So if something is in your relationship or in your marriage or in a previous and you're trying to figure out what went wrong, if we serve as an example, if you know us and you like the way that our relationship is, we're basically just telling you why and how it works for us. Doesn't mean it's going to work the same way for you. You'd have to literally meet you'd have to be just like her and meet someone who's like me, or you'd have to be just like me and meet someone like her in order for this thing to be like 100% the same for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be like that.
Yeah, everybody's different.
Yeah.
Everybody's relationship's different, and everybody likes different things and stuff. So, do you?
Yeah, maybe you're a guy or a girl and you need to speak up more, like the way that I do, or maybe you're a guy or a girl and need to not say so much like she does, right? Because they both have power.
It's
I don't know.
reversed.
They both have power. Well, what did I say? What did I say?
Speak up more like you, or not say so much like me.
No. See, you're missing what I said. I said maybe you're a guy or a girl that doesn't speak up as much, so you need to speak up like I do. Like you need to actually voice what's really on your mind, or you need to be like her and sometimes not say so much, because you can say so much without saying as much as you.
I get it.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, I got you guys. I got you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk to you later.